Hello, my name is Ben. Welcome to 20-minute talks. This is where I get to talk to people that are way more interesting than me, and I get to
Yep.
hear about their stories. This is the first, maybe of many. It could be the first and only, regardless of which I think it'll be a success because I have Steve Ferreira today. Hello, Steve. How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can I list off some stats about you real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
So you were born in Taiwan, in case you didn't know. When you were born, you were not breathing. They had to resuscitate you. At 3 months old, they diagnosed you with cerebral palsy. After that, you were brought to the U.S. By Christian Salvation Services and then adopted by who is now considered your mother, Marianne. You were a bronze medal shot put in New Jersey at the International Wheelchair and Amputee Games. There was only 2 people competing in that. Am I right? In 2010,
Come
in,
on.
in 2010, you won the gold medal in the New Jersey International Wheelchair. Or I'm sorry, in 2010, you won the gold medal in the discus in the Czech Republic in the same games. You have multiple American records. And then one time at UCLA, you did so well that they drug tested you. You were so dominant in those games. You've been a motivational speaker. You've spoken over 500 times to different schools, colleges, and organizations. So you've actually been doing this a lot longer than I have. You're one of my favorite dudes, Steve, and I'm excited to get to talk to you. And I hope you don't mind if I ask you some questions about your life. So the first thing I've always wanted to ask you, we can all see our lives through our own lens and our own eyes, right? I can't see the world through your eyes. You can't see the world through mine. So I know when I get up and I go to the gym every single day, throughout my life, I can look back and think of different reasons why I've done it, but it's all been kind of centered around some sort of vanity, right? Like maybe in my 20s, I wanted to be shredded and look really good when I go out. Throughout my 30s, I wanted to be just the strongest dude in any gym I went to. And then now,
you're a grizzly bear.
and then now I just don't want to get old yet. So now I go to the gym to kind of stay in that mode. Let me ask you this. You being so competitive, you being such an amazing gym rat, one of the hardest gym dudes I know, do we see going to the gym as the same thing? How do you see what gets you up and gets you to the gym every day to work so damn hard?
So I've always had a hard work ethic, but when I was about in 7th or 8th grade, my physical therapy turned into weight training, and weight training has helped me gain strength, balance, focus, and determination. And what what's special about it was when I was in high school. They usually give a award out for athletics, and the physical education teacher presented that award to me because he told me I was always excited, had a positive attitude without any excuses when we were going to the gym to work out.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask you this. So when I walk down the street, not too many people double take me. I'm just a dude. I've seen it with you when you go down the street. Um, Almost everyone that sees you is at the very least going to double take, and they're going to look at you, right? I kind of want to ask, what is that like, knowing that it's all you know? And is there times where you dislike that, like maybe going down the street? And is there times where you're in the gym when you know that you're getting the double takes because people are so surprised to see you accomplishing what you're accomplishing? So is it ever good? Is it ever bad? Or are you indifferent to it because it's just your reality? It's what you know.
Sometimes it's really obnoxious, but then I feel like saying, keep staring, I might do a trick. In fact, I have a teacher that says that, but other times people will smile because they might be curious or um just want to smile and make a connection. But there are times when people, kids, stare at me and they say to their mom or dad, what is he? And the parents say, don't worry about that. He's nothing. Instead of addressing the situation, they set their kid up with a negative mindset that differences are okay. So that where leads in where the parents are the big aspect of teaching the kids what's right and wrong about anti-bullying.
So instead of them telling them not to look at you, they could use that as a learning experience and something that they can educate that, hey, some people are just different. There's an example, and we don't judge negatively by it. We just recognize that it's different, but it's a part of life, and use it as a teaching moment instead of don't look at it, don't worry, don't stare.
Yeah, like for example, I was in Taiwan in 2012 and I gave multiple speeches to my home country and they were staring at my mom because she's white. So,
So
yeah,
you got to feel it for a minute too, huh?
yeah.
Um, when so a lot of people, they draw their inspiration. I know Instagram is even good for it. Like, if I know if I'm not feeling like I want to go to the gym, I can just scroll through Instagram and I see, you know, people I want to look like, or maybe they're working out hard. What have you looked at? What is your inspiration? Is there somebody that you've been able to draw off, maybe somebody you've met or somebody that you followed who's been an inspiration to you to keep going?
So basically, my friends and family, I try to surround myself with the people that want me to succeed, and I've had some of the same friends since grade school, and I think the stronger your support system is, the stronger you will be to accomplish anything you put your mind to.
Mm. Your mom, Marianne, she's obviously just an incredible woman to, she's been with you since the very beginning. Uh, what role has she played in making you who you are today? Like, what kind of foundation and source of stability has she provided to you? What part has she played?
My mom has been very supportive over the years. She's great and she's gave me a lot of ideas and pushed me to do some activities that I wouldn't have even done in my life.
I love it. So speaking, when did you start? How did you decide to start speaking publicly? And was that pretty nerve-wracking to start with?
So I attended this program called Challenge Day. Their mission is that every child should live in a life where they feel loved, safe, and celebrated. And I got to attend that program when I was in ninth grade, and after that, I started creating my speeches. But here's the funny thing, I had to physically go to the client's location because who's going to take a 15-year-old's email seriously? So after I did that 8 or 9 times, things started coming to me, and I started off my speaking career in the K through 12 system.
The first time that you ever did it, do you remember where it was?
My trial run was at Liberty High School. Then, when I branched out, one of my first high schools was Bellevue High School.
So when you presumably wheeled out to the middle of the floor in front of all those people, um, was it comfortable or was it nerve-wracking?
So, for me, I wasn't nervous at all. But the funny thing is, people ask if I'm nervous because they see me sweating or shaking. But honestly, it takes more out of my disability
Mm,
to deliver a message that I'm so dialed into that it makes me more exhausted.
I bet.
But at the end of the day, I look at it with no matter who I talk to, it doesn't matter if I change the lives of everyone, just one person. All that matters, and it grows from there,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. So when you go to speak at a high school, or you speak, obviously sometimes you're speaking to an entire group um, of people that are mixed, maybe with disability and without. When you go do a speech, who are you trying to reach? Are you trying to reach people with disabilities, or are you trying to reach everyone else to give them an insight on how people with disabilities should be treated? And who are you more excited that you've been able to reach?
So I honestly, so this, so for me, I have a broad lens, and I see that everyone in this world has some sort of disability, visible or not, but you or they are the ones that have to be comfortable with it and accept it as part of their life.
So I'm going to ask you a question that I know the answer to, but I love the answer. So I'm going to ask it to you in this
Sure.
format. And that is, what do you think about being an inspiration?
So I can honestly rant on this subject for hours and hours and hours that I will need a drink. But
Well, give me the bullet points then, because
yeah,
I love your thought on this. And honestly, for a person like me, like your answer made me double take. And so
yeah.
bullet point it for me. Go on as
So
much as you want, but
honestly, there's benefit of people saying, "Oh yeah, inflation," and sometimes it's like looking down to a person. But for me, when I hear that phrase, it's kind of deceiving or negative
right,
because I just want to be viewed like anyone else. I don't want to be held to a lower standard. It's like, oh yeah, good job, you did that. Okay, what next? Because we all have our struggles, we all have our differences, but people sometimes just don't know how to act around visible disabilities because invisible disabilities are easier to cover up.
right. Um, so personally speaking, as a guy that's known you for a long time, and I've actually known you in the gym setting for a long time.
Wait. How long have we actually known each other?
10 years, maybe longer.
Can't go on. Sorry.
So it's interesting you say that, because I can speak from my personal experience walking in the gym, watching the things that you do. um, I couldn't help but double take. And it wasn't in the way that, cute Steve, way to do something that I didn't expect you to do, good boy. It was, I've never, I've never seen it before. We're talking lifting yourself physically out of a wheelchair that maybe people don't even know you can get out of, and
Yeah.
doing squats, doing setting up a press machine, and doing leg presses, doing bench presses. So personally speaking, I didn't look at you as somebody that I thought you were accomplishing something like a child. I didn't know that you were capable of it. And I think that's what's so important about the message you're sending, is there's a million guys like me that would never know that you could accomplish what you've accomplished. And so I would like to think that through my lens, when I look at you, you're a thoroughly impressive human being. And part of it is because of what people don't expect you can do. But the fact that you do it with a smile and you outwork everybody, and you're not, the fact that I can have this conversation with you, and it's the first time I've ever heard being impressed with you as a negative connotation, and I'm sure there's some of that out there. But from me, like, you've been an inspiration to me, because I can look at everyone with a disability, a visible disability, and I can look at it through how I look at you and know what you can accomplish. You've done more and met more people and have reached more people because of your physical appearance than somebody like me would ever be able to reach. And I think that's a quality, because your message is more important than my message would ever be. And so for that, like, I don't ever want you to think that the way that I view you, or most people view you, they're impressed because we don't know. We don't know what you're capable of. And so when you show what you're capable of, I do believe it opens up, people's eyes, and to be able to see, and the more people you can reach, I think it's really, I think it's really impressive what you've accomplished. Not only me as a dumb gym guy being able to see that, but how you parlayed that into a career of reaching people with disabilities and educating people like myself with maybe different disabilities today.
There, can I add something? In my speeches at the end of the presentation, I actually give the audience a chance to ask questions, and I challenge them and say how many people in this audience think that they have a disability. Raise their hand. And most of the time, no one raises their hand. So I say disability can be visible or invisible, or you can have a temporary disability like being in crutches. So everyone has to experience it in some point in their life.
Right. Do you, so in order to accomplish the things that you do, I would imagine that you have to be pretty goal oriented. Is that how you move forward in life? Do you have short-term and long-term goals that you try to reach? Is that how you set up for success?
Yeah, I actually put together a 3 to 5 year strategic plan on where I want to go with my business and my personal.
So what's the goal in 5 years? Where do you see yourself? What are you doing?
5 years. So in 5 years, I would want to speak more around the nation. I've spoken in some states, but not at a consistent basis. And I want to create 2 scholarships for my company. One that I can, 2 scholarships, one for disabled athletes towards their sports, and one towards education for people with disabilities.
So I want people to be able to follow you.
Yes.
So on Instagram, No
Yeah.
Excuses Steve, at No Excuses Steve. And then your website is beyonddisabilities.org, and it's beyond-disabilities.org.
Yes.
And that's a new site, right? It was just launched recently?
I launched it today with the new section about Beyond Disability. Now has apparel.
Oh, you got some merch?
Yes. So everything, so all the money that is going back in the company, and it's going to help me with the scholarships and future projects for Beyond Disabilities.
So follow Steve at No Excuses Steve on Instagram. Go to his website, beyond.disabilities.org. Buy some merch, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Steve, thank you so much for being my 20-minute talk interview. I hope there's more, but my goodness, no matter what, it has been a success because you were my guest.
Thank you.
I've actually learned a lot from you. I've known you for a long time. I've always thought very highly. You're one of my favorite people. So hopefully this reaches enough people. Let's get people to your website, your Instagram. Hopefully during this, I'll have posted some videos to see just the kind of insane stuff that you do. Again, thank you very much, Steve, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.